आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सॉल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
If we talk about this question, in this question you're asked to arrange the following terms in correct development sequence. So the terms given here are pollen grain, sporogenous tissue, microspore tetrad, pollen mother cell, and the male gamete. So here we simply have to describe the correct sequence, or we can say the correct developmental sequence of a male gamete. Right, here we simply have to discuss the developmental sequence of the male gamete. Right, so what happens is, in this development, what happens is that each microsporangium, right? So microsporangium, in simple words, if we talk about, are the pollen sac, right? We can say that microsporangium are the pollen sac, which are bilobed structure, right? They have the inner sporogenous tissue, right? They have the inner sporogenous tissue, right? This tissue, basically what happens is, undergoes differentiation, right? Undergoes differentiation and give rise to microspore, or the pollen mother cell, right? It gives rise to pollen mother cell, or the PMC, right? Then while this differentiation occurs in the inner sporogenous tissue to give rise to pollen mother cell, right? So the sporogenous tissue undergoes mitotic division, right? In sporogenous tissue, mitotic division occurs. That is why they differentiate to form the pollen mother cell. So during the mitotic division, what happens is that their cell number increases, right? Their cell number increases, right? So basically, if we talk about the ploidy of the sporogenous tissue, so they are basically diploid in nature, right? They have the two complete set of chromosomes, right? So the diploid cells, right? So the diploid cells, or the diploid cells of the sporogenous tissue, right? So basically, the sporogenous cells of the sporogenous tissue are diploid in nature, right? So these diploid cells, they undergo meiosis, right? So first event of cell division that occurs in sporogenous tissue is the mitotic division to increase the cell number, right? And then the diploid sporogenous cells undergoes meiosis to form 4 haploid microspores, or the pollen grains, right? So first the mitosis occur and then the meiosis occur to form the 4 pollen grains, right? 4 pollen grains, or we can say the microspores. Now these 4 pollen grains, of the microspores produced, are haploid in nature, right? They're haploid in nature, and these pollen grain, right? So the pollen grain produced, or the microspore produced, are the first cell of the male gametophyte, right, where the male gamete develops, right? So in these 4 pollen grains, the male gamete develops, right? Male gamete develops. So basically we can say that the correct sequence, right, the correct sequence here will be that first will be the sporogenous tissue, right? That from the sporogenous tissue, right, it differentiate to form the pollen mother cell, right, or the PMC, right? It differentiate to form the pollen mother cell, and then this pollen mother cell give rise to the four haploid microspores, right? So that is known as the microspore tetrad. The tetrad here means the four. So because in this event the four microspores are produced from the PMC, right, from the pollen mother cell, so it leads to so that is known as a microspore tetrad. And then the microspore tetrads, or the pollen grains, are produced, right? They wherein the male gamete develops, right? Wherein the male gamete develops. So the correct order will be the sporogenous tissue, followed by the PMC, followed by the microspore tetrad, then the pollen grain, and finally the formation of the male gamete, right?
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट IIT JEE मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।